I started ballet at the age of 16 with no prior experience. So point shoes with me while I tell you about my journey. I took my first ballet class ever in September 2022 at the Florida Ballet. I was just taking open adult beginner ballet classes, which I did not know were a thing. I had always loved ballet ever since a little girl because who doesn't? It's so pretty. It's such a gorgeous art form, and the tutus and the shoes, all of it, like the whole experience looks so enchanting that I had always appreciated it. And then I really started to appreciate it when I got a little older, but I, much like a lot of people, thought that I was way too old to start. So I just kind of like put it in the back of my mind and hadn't thought about it until a friend of mine told me about open adult ballet classes. When I found out that there were open adult ballet classes, I was actually way too scared to go try one in person. So I spent a good like couple weeks to a month maybe just doing online ballet classes, like Catherine Morgan beginner ballet classes and like some stretching videos, because I wanted to have like some knowledge before I like walked into a class and didn't know what I was doing. I started there and then I worked my way up. I built up the courage to take an in-person class at the Florida Ballet, which was such a great experience. It was so difficult, but it was so much fun. I immediately knew like this was going to be a huge part of my life no matter what. Like I was completely content with doing it recreationally at the time, but I went all in. Like there was 2 beginner classes a week on the schedule, so I was taking both of those, and then I was doing the videos at home and my stretches and anything and everything I could do because I was just so in love with this art form. So I stuck with those classes a few months, and then my family and I moved around a bit after that. So we landed in Abilene, Texas for a few months, and during those few months I found a local studio called Key City. Loved taking classes there. I stuck with the adult beginner classes until the owner, Mark, the owner and the teacher of those classes I was taking, he told me that I would be a good fit for their day program, so their like regular student classes. I was really excited by the idea that the teacher thought I was good enough to learn more, to take on more classes, to advance in a skill level. So I was gonna do that, but last minute, we decided to move back to Florida. I found a local studio at Jack's Beach called Nova Dance and Wellness. I was looking around at different studios because I wanted something a little smaller, a little more local. I wanted something that with smaller classes that would give me the opportunity to maybe get corrections. The owner, Aubrey Van Bentham, also noticed a potential to go pre-professional. She really nurtured me. I was able to work as a receptionist there, so I was racking up a ton of private lessons and as many classes as I could, and pre-point classes, and doing open adult classes still on top of my regular classes. So I was doing as much as I could on top of like at-home stretching and whatnot to really go all in on this pre-professional route. I got on point 1 year into my ballet career, which is a little quick. I don't always recommend that, but I was under the best of supervision. I worked very closely with her. We knew that I was kind of on a time crunch, so there wasn't a whole lot of like waiting that we could do for point. I did a ton of strengthening, 2 hands on the bar for a long time. I think my point fitting was in August of 2023, so it was just under a year of ballet, and then classes officially started taking point classes in September, so a year of ballet. I continued training really closely with her and all of the other teachers at Nova to get me prepared for the conservatory program audition at the Florida Ballet. So the end goal there was to have me join the Florida Ballet's full day program, where you're there dancing 6 or so hours a day all year round, which I was accepted into. The artistic director there, Mr. Forleo, and the principal, Ms. Katie, both saw potential to be nurtured there, so I was very thankful to be accepted into that program where I got to train. I did the full year there in conservatory, so it was my first year of conservatory. I absolutely loved the experience of training as a pre-professional dancer. It was everything I could have ever wanted and more. It like the rigorous schedule and the other dedicated students like really shaped the technique that I have now. There's still a lot of growth to do, but I'm very thankful to the Florida Ballet for the position that they have gotten me to. And that's where I'm at now. So currently I'm at the Orlando Ballet Summer Intensive, enjoying a summer filled with dance. I am absolutely loving my experience there. The eventual goal is to be hired into a professional ballet company. I would love a chance to work in that environment. And for now, I'm just documenting my journey to get there.